Welcome and hello everybody. This is my video on a couple tips that I'd like to share with you guys on how to get better at DDR. Or if you've never played before, these are a couple steps that I recommend that will help you get used to the game and get better at it along with just getting used to it. So to start off, just play the game. You need to play the game first before you need to get better at it. So of course, just go out and play the game. Get familiar with the game. Just play around with it. Just learn a couple things. Just see how the game plays. Second, learn the terms. Learn the terms of each of the things. Like, for example, crossovers, foot, difficulty, step charts, things like that. Learn the terms so you know what people will be talking about. Let's say if you look up the forum and try to find a few things and they use all the terms, the proper terms, and you don't know what they're saying. So go learn the terms and you'll understand. It's almost like a whole new language in the DDR world. 3, that I recommend, purchase a home game. There's plenty of home mixes out there. I believe there's, I want to say 12 to 15 out there right now. I might be wrong on that number. I think I'm very wrong on that number. There's tons of games out there for you that you can play on the PS2, on the PS1, the Xbox 360, the PS3, the Wii, GameCube, all those, you can find games on there. So you want to get a home game. If you don't own one already, this is if you play in the arcade right now, but you want to get a home game that you can practice with and play with and get better at on your own. Another thing is you want to find your difficulty settings. Find what you play on. On the older mixes, there's 4 difficulties. There's beginner, light, standard, and heavy. On the newer mixes, they're called beginner, basic, difficult, and expert. All the same thing, but different names. So, if you're a beginner, definitely start a beginner, of course. If you're a little bit familiar with the game and you're ready to challenge yourself a bit, go ahead and play on light. I'm going to call them light, basic, they're the same thing. So, go ahead and start playing on light, get familiar with it, and then eventually you can work your way up all the way up to heavy. Next thing is you need to learn about the amount of feet in the song. Now what that is within the difficulty, whenever you're on the song select menu, there's a little scale at the bottom. I don't want to say scale. There's like a little chart looking thing at the bottom, and it has an amount of feet, or bars in some of the games, but sometimes they'll be shaped like feet. And the amount of those will also correlate to how hard a song is. So if you have less feet, the easier a song is. If you have more feet, the harder a song is. It's easy to figure out. So you need to find your difficulty and how many feet you can play on a song. Like 5 feet, for example. You can play on standard with 5 feet, or you can play on heavy with 7 feet just fine, but you can't play on 8 feet just yet. So that's sort of how that goes. The next thing is you want to learn the settings and tweak them to how you like. Because rarely will you ever play with their default settings. There's plenty of different settings for you to go through. Like you can change the speed of a song, the color of the notes, the shape of the notes, if you want the background dark or not, if there's a dancer, if there's not a dancer, if there's a movie, there's not a movie. There's plenty of things you can do to change the game to how you want it. But the only one I really use is because I don't like speed mods. Is I only use the color of the arrows. I only change that, and that's changed from the original color, which is like all pretty and multicolored, and I change it to the color of the timing of the note. So if it's a quarter note, it's red. If it's an 8th note, it's blue. If it's a 16th note, it's yellow. 32nd, green, so on and so forth. So you want to tweak the settings to how you like, how you enjoy playing the game, what makes you feel better about it, really. Next is find friends who are good at DDR. People that will motivate you, people that you enjoy their presence, and that are good players at that. Or even, they don't even have to be all that good, they just have to be better than you. Mainly want to look for people that are better than you. Because you can have them motivate you, or you can watch them and pick up little tips from them that you can carry over into your playing. Another thing that you can do is you can go online and watch players. Like if you can't find friends, just go online and watch players. It may sound funny to say, but it helps, trust me, because there's some things like you can watch them play and be like, oh, I didn't know you could do this, or like, oh, that's a smart idea, I never thought of that. And you don't even have to go out and find people. You can just stay antisocial and just learn things by watching other people online. Next is find songs you like to play and add those songs to your repertoire. And what I mean by that is find songs that you know, or find songs that are just like you play them, you're like, oh, that's a really cool song. I'm gonna keep playing that song, and then keep playing it, and then practice it, and then have that song under your belt that you're good at. When I first started playing, a couple songs that I had to my basic repertoire was The Thing Called Love from Supernova 2 and Can't Stop the Rain, also on Supernova 2. Those songs were challenging for me at first, but after I kept playing them, I got better at better at them, better at them. And now those are some of the songs that I play the best at because I know them well. And then also, within just having those two songs under my belt, I learned more songs and knew those songs and got my repertoire big. So I know a lot of songs that I can play. Now, of course, there's still plenty of songs out there I don't know or I'm not all that good at. But there's a lot of them that I can play that I'm really good at. And I'll also explain how that can help you with your arcade performance, and I'll make another episode of that at a later date. Next thing you want to do is get a trainer. Get some sort of trainer. If you are a computer user, then I definitely recommend Stepmania. Stepmania or Flash Revolution. I'll post a link down to both of those below. But those are two great trainers, in my opinion, for all the computer users. And what it is basically DDR on a computer. The only difference is that either you can plug in a USB Dance Dance Revolution pad, or you can use the arrow buttons on the keyboard, or however you want it. And it works out well. I like it. I've played on it a couple times, and I'll post a link down below. I even may make a later video on how to use those. And for the mobile users, there's one app that I like to use called BeatX, and I'll go ahead and pull it up for you guys now. It's on Android. I don't know if it's on any Apple products, iPhone, iPad, etc. I don't have any of those, so I can't tell you. But BeatX for the Android users, it's great. I haven't had any problems with it at all. It runs smoothly. I run it on a Galaxy S4 Mini, but it runs great. The only thing is though, and it took me a while to figure this out, is when you first get the app, it only has 3 songs on there. And those are within the songs. But you have to know and find out that you can go and download extra songs for it. Like you can get all the song packs from all the mixes. Like you can go to this website and download them. They have the website linked into the game, so that's good. But see here, I have the first mix, second mix, third mix, fifth mix. Well, what is that? Extreme 2, DDR X1 and 2, and everything like that. So that's good. And it's the full songs. It's a great trainer if you just want to give your legs a rest. Like if you're playing at home and you're not done playing, but your legs are really tired, and you're just like, okay, I just want to go play somewhere else. BeatX or Stepmania. Or if you only play at the arcade and you can't get your hands on a home version of the game, then there you go, right there. You can just sit there and play it and learn the step charts and everything. Perfect. It works out amazing. It's also a great trainer if you just want to learn step charts of the song, like sort of like how I just said. Because there's some songs that I couldn't get the hang of at certain parts, but I went back and played them in here while I was just going somewhere, and I was just playing on it. I was like, oh, that's how that goes. So I go back and then I play it much better. So it's a great tool. I definitely recommend it for any of your playing purposes. Another thing is play harder songs as your final song. Now on Dance Dance Revolution, the songs come in a set of 3. So you have your first stage, your second stage, and your final stage. And for your final stage, if you're at the arcade especially do this, but for your final stage, pick a harder song. Like let's say you play on standard difficulty on a 5-foot song. Go ahead and play a 7-foot song, or even play an expert 7-foot song, or something like that. Play a harder song, because whenever you play a harder song, you learn things like, oh, I can play that song, or oh, well, that song is too hard for me, I need to work up to that. Then you kind of learn a little bit more about yourself. It's just testing the water, really. That's really all you're doing, just testing extra waters out there. And it increases your stamina. And that's another thing you really need for Dance Dance Revolution is stamina. Because sure, songs last about a minute 30 seconds to a minute 45 seconds. It kicks your butt in that time. And it wears you out fast. You'll be surprised how fast those songs can wear you out when you're playing them at harder difficulties. So you need to learn to build your stamina, and playing harder songs will definitely help build your stamina. And you need that stamina to play, because I remember when I first started playing on Expert, whenever I got to the final run songs, I would just get worn out, and I would collapse on the machine by the time I got through the entire song. So it's good, it's needed, it's required, is that you have a lot of stamina, and that will definitely help your playing, is if you build your stamina. So, another thing is find good shoes. That may sound comical because you're playing a dance game, but I mean, shoes will definitely help. It gives you that little edge that you might not think is even worth anything. But trust me, it helps out a lot. If you're playing on a soft mat at home, play in socks. Don't play barefooted, because once you start getting all sweaty and everything, your feet will start sticking to the mat, and that's no fun, and that just messes up your play. So play in socks definitely for at home, but if you're playing on a hard mat, or if you're playing at the arcade, find you a good set of shoes, like a good set of skate shoes. I play in my DC Ninja Houstons, because those are lightweight, and I like a lightweight shoe, and also because I used to skate in them, so they're pretty worn down. They slide a lot easier on the mat, so I can play like my streams and everything a lot easier. And I used to play in Vans, but I didn't because they got way too bulky, and I thought they were too heavy for what I needed, even though Vans are kind of a light shoe, but they're still too heavy for what I need. So, a good shoe that I would recommend is a lot of Puma shoes. I've played on a couple of those, and those are great. And Nike Freeway, surprisingly. Those are actually pretty good. So yes, any sort of trainer will do, Puma shoes, or any sort of light skate shoe. Those will work out great. Those will help you out. I mean, you can play in just about any shoe, but you want a lighter shoe, or maybe even a trainer, especially. And go ahead and invest in a better mat. Once you start getting good, invest in a better mat. When I started playing, I played on the Konami factory-released Supernova mat. It sucked. Once I got good at the game, I learned how bad it really was, and I didn't enjoy it one bit. So I eventually got another mat because my first mat broke. So I got another soft mat, and that one sucked too. So I converted my old mat into a hard mat, and that works great. And I'll probably make another video at a later date on how to convert your soft mat into a hard mat. But until then, find a mat that's good, or something like that you can play on well, that almost gives a better feel to you. And lastly, practice. Go out and practice. I know that's very cliche of me to say, but practice makes perfect. If you keep playing, you'll play some songs, just play songs over and over again. Like if there is a song that you can't beat because of one part, go and practice that song. Find out that one step. Use your little trainer. Find that one section that you can't get. Figure out how the notes go, how you can move your feet that fast, or how you need to move your feet, or how you need to set yourself up for that run. And just practice little things like that, and you'll get better. And trust me, practice makes perfect. Even if it's bad practice, it'll help you get better. Any sort of practice helps, because you just need the reps, and all it is just the reps. When you keep playing the song, you get better. So hopefully that helps you become a better DDR player. And if you have any more questions, just feel free to ask me, or if you'd like to play sometime, just ask me too. I can do that too. But yes, hopefully these tips will help you, and like I said, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I'll post a couple links to songs and stuff like that, and apps I was telling you about, and I'll even make episodes in later dates about being good at the arcade, or other things. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.